Hi, you guys. Welcome to the Room Rebirth Room. I am Cara Louie.
And I'm Melody Washington.
Girl, let's get into this topic today, the HBCU experience, the power of belonging. I'm
Yes.
excited about this topic today. What you think, Mel?
Hey, I'm excited as well. So, what college you represent today?
Hey, we are representing Tougaloo College.
And I am representing I love the Jackson State University located in Jackson, Mississippi. This is my alum.
Now, why you had to go be extra? Did she go be
I
extra?
always gotta be extra.
Girl, it's fine.
The Jackson
She
State.
said D. Hold on.
The.
Tougaloo College, okay? Private institution. Shout
Yeah,
out to
yeah,
the
yeah,
Bulldogs.
yeah.
18, what? 69. No, seriously. No, as these kids get ready to start this chapter of college, because we had a graduating class, I
Mhm.
wanted to talk about the HBCU experience because how I ended up going to college. I watched a Cosby Show in a different world. And it made
Yeah.
me want to go to a black college. I
Yes,
was so
yeah,
excited about it because to see representation of yourself on TV, and back then, they didn't have that many sitcoms.
that's
Okay.
true.
But to have those two, and every time, I know people controversial topic with Bill Cosby, but every time he would have a different college on. And that made me be like, oh, what's that? So shout out
Exactly.
to the different world and the Cosby. So they asked their question. That's why I went to a HBCU. But
Absolutely.
okay, let's get into it. So class of 99. Yeah. We get onto the campus of Tougaloo, which I end up going to college by myself. I drove up. I didn't have my parents with me.
Mhm.
So it was different for me. I was scared. I was young. It was new. And I never forget we moved into the freshman college dorm, not college dorm, called Justin Cross. And I mean all walks of life of girls in that dormitory.
Mhm.
And I had my roommate. Shout out to my first roommate. I had a couple of roommates. Now, did I had some crazy roommates? I did. And we
Okay.
ain't gonna talk about that. I think everybody had the experience because we had to go through. And then me finding my sense of style too coming on campus.
Mhm.
Cause baby, we
Okay.
used to wear heels. Do you hear me? Every single day with them
Yeah.
concrete to make sure because I wanted to make a statement. And then I had short blonde hair. What was your experience like coming in?
Well, I didn't get the opportunity to actually stay on campus.
Okay.
I had an apartment because
Okay, big
yeah,
boss.
I had an apartment. So I commuted back and forth on campus. In the very beginning, my freshman year, I didn't have like you. I didn't have much help from parents getting into college. So my experience was doing everything on my own, standing
Mm.
in those long. So at Jackson State, the lines were heck long. Trying to register, get all your, Pell Grant information in for those that receiving Pell Grant, those that need a loan, going from one building to the opposite building. I was a biology major, so the biology building was at the very beginning of the campus, and the registrar office was all the way on the other side of the campus. So we had to walk back and forth, back and forth. So between but I did meet a lot of people. So the experience itself was mind blowing because of course, as you stated, watching a different world and imagining having the same experience, but because I wasn't in the dormitory, I didn't get to commingle with everyone as you did. So I didn't have that experience. But staying off campus, it was a great experience as well because a lot of my friends wanted to get off campus and, come to my apartment, and I end up being the party thrower. So I threw a lot of house parties. So if you
Hey.
imagine the movie House Party, I threw a lot of house parties during college. I You went to Tougaloo, my baby sister went to Tougaloo. So I actually had friends and peers from Jackson State and also Tougaloo as well. But I wouldn't take that experience back for nothing in the world because it opened my eyes to diversity, to people, commingling with people from all walks of life. I mean, because when you're in college, you get to meet people who are similar to you. You get to meet some peers who parents may have been doctors and lawyers, like on the Cosby. You may have some friends who parents, are barely making it, but they're sacrificing for their child to do better than them and to attend college. So that was like one of the best experience. My experience was amazing at Jackson State. Of course, it has changed from then to now. Class of
Mhm.
2000. So you said class of 99. I'm high school class of 2000. So I got to put that out there. I enjoyed my experience.
Yeah.
So what in what I would like for love for our listeners and viewers, and also the young people who are getting ready to go into college and who are already there. Um, College is it's like your mini version of life. So what I learned was how well you do in college is an example of how well you may or may not do in life. And that's what I think most of the younger generation need to know, is that college's experience is you doing a mini version, or like the Sims, like the video game Sims. So you are in your simulation of what your real reality of your real world will look like after college. So that's the ultimate experience. And learning and finding yourself, because I found myself in college as well. And I began to blossom from there.
I feel
So
like I feel like, man, shout out to your experience at Jackson State. I feel like let me just say this: as HBCU is more than college for many, right? It's the first place that
mhm,
you'll feel seen, valued, and free to become who you're meant to be. So remember that. Um, Going back to my freshman year, and like you said, you had yours was opposite in the apartment. I got me an apartment my sophomore year because I ended up getting pregnant. So I had
mhm,
to get off of campus. But I wanna go back a little further with the freshmen. It's gonna be scary, it's gonna be challenging, but be open to building friendships and community at the school. Are you gonna get along with everybody? Absolutely not.
mm-mm.
Also be mindful, you're gonna change majors. Cause I came in, I can't even tell you what I came into, but I end up getting a degree with political science. Okay.
Okay.
Um, but one thing I did appreciate about Tougaloo is they taught us etiquette. They taught us actually a little bit of structure because every Wednesday we had to go to the chapel. And of course,
Okay.
we had to sing our alma mater, Eagle Queen. I ain't finna sing, but the people that know. But I like how you point out that's the start of life because
Mhm,
being from the last topic we talked about, the cost of being strong.
mhm.
It's the beginning version of getting to know yourself. Are you gonna know yourself fully? Absolutely not. But you're
Nah.
getting to know yourself. And
Uh-huh.
and I encourage the journey. You know what I'm saying? But make sure you stay recharged and rested. And make sure you check on your mental because in life you're gonna have peer pressure. And we're there to get an education, but we're also there to make friendship. You're gonna have lifetime friendship. And there's gonna be a party scene. But I need you to have the mindset if you don't want to do it, just remember no is a sentence. Okay? And don't let nobody force you. Either for females and males, sexual, that the sentence no means no. Drinking, if
Absolutely.
you say no, that means no. Um, let's not plagiarize, like you know what I'm saying. Like
Right.
you got too much AI.
That's true.
Okay. But then also I'm gonna tell a story. We all took a class our freshman year. And we all came together and everybody in that class passed. Sorry, professor, whoever know, but we all passed. 'cause we all helped each other out. So shout out to the Lou.
Absolutely. Ab
'Cause we was all starting. So this was the class. And make sure you get you a schedule that's comfortable for you. If you know you're not a morning person, make sure you get some
don't
afternoon
do it.
class. Don't
Don't
do it
do
because
it.
you're gonna be struggling. And go to
Ab
class. Go to
absolutely.
class now. Come on, go to class. But I want to touch on some stories. I know you got some stories too. So,
Lots.
okay. We can't tell all these
Lots.
stories now. But going to Tougaloo, I did create my lifelong friendships. I have 25-year plus friendships with my girls from Tougaloo, and they know who they are. And I appreciate that. And we end up becoming family and a community. Like to this day, if I reach out to them, they coming through. They have been at funerals, weddings, birth, all that, and vice versa for them too. Also, I'm gonna tell you this one story, and I'm not gonna put no names. So we're out and about, and remember, you're gonna meet different people of different walks of life. Everybody ain't
That
gonna
is
get along, but
true.
everybody hang out because I
That
was
is
the chick
true.
that had the car. So most people, I was crazy. I would give people my car to drag. That's how friendly I was.
Wow.
Am I doing that now? Nah, you gotta be my best friend or my sister.
I didn't remember that.
But we was out and about, and shout out to the Divine Nine because you will get that on campus too.
That's
We went to a Kappa party, so it was cold on this time. So one of our friends, and y'all gotta watch out for the quiet ones, because the quiet ones will, hey, if you know, you know. So we all in the car, and this girl, one of the girl, unfortunately, her breath wasn't too hot. So we're in the car driving, and it was an altercation, not between the girls, but it was with the guys that had spoke some negativity. And then the girl kept
okay.
talking to one who breath was stinking. So the quiet one, before I knew it, she was like, "Shut the bleh." And I was like, I paused in the middle. I think we was on North State Street. We paused. Got out the car, bust out laughing, thank God wasn't no traffic. And to this day, I tell that damn story. Because this was the quiet friend that never say anything. And she
Oh,
got
okay,
tired
okay.
of the other friend that yapped her mouth and her breath was not too nice.
Was she sitting beside her though? That's the question. Was she sitting beside her?
Yes, she
She was sitting
was sitting
beside her.
beside him.
Okay, she
Uh-huh.
couldn't take no
But
more.
with the whole car can smell the breath now because we all in the baby. It's stories like that. Or what's up
So
Wednesday at the cafeteria where they have
ah.
the best chicken and fish. Okay.
Mm.
Now, what story you got? Because I know you got a story.
So being at Jackson State, I
Okay.
mean, I got buku stories, honestly, because all my Jackson State alone, we all know Jackson State was it's kind of party college. So at that time, and that was I was there from 2001 to 2005.
Mm-hmm.
So people could actually ride their old school vehicles on through the campus. So we would have on Sunday, like it was a huge car show and like a party um on the plaza. So back
Mm-hmm.
then we had a huge plaza where everybody would go and have parties. And then while I was there, I think is it Hits from the Streets? That was BET. They
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they had come one homecoming, and Jack State homecomings are off the rockers. Okay. So every just about every fraternity had a party, has parties. We had block parties that would take up the entire campus. Um I think my most funnest times were with classmates. So I most of my peers were like football players and baseball players. And then I had a small group of female friends. One was named Monique and the other young lady was Shamika, but we all were biology majors. We we partied together, we studied together. I think that's when I learned sense of community as far as like you saying studying together. Then you also learn that everybody that's on a project with you may not show up and put 100% in the project, and others will end up carrying that person um, in order to get a good grade. So my experience staying up to 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, being in the library on campus, studying for, group projects, studying for biology or chemistry tests. I think that those are my funnest moments. And then some of my friends now, we're still friends together. Like one of my close male friends is the head coach at Langston University. So he's from New Orleans and he had a whole crew because I had a car. So when school was out, I would actually take them back to New Orleans because none of them had a ride or vehicle. So I would take them back. But one of my things, this is where I learned my entrepreneur skills beginning on campus. My initial major was business, but I
Okay.
switched it from business to biology. Um, I could cook, and because I had an apartment, the football players and the baseball players that I was friends with, I would cook plates and I would sell plates to them. So I would cook like big meals like collard greens, turkey necks, cornbread, candy yams, and sell plates. And that's how I made extra money in college. Also doing hair because I did hair as well. Hair wasn't my thing because initially I was going to school to be a doctor.
Hmm.
So I learned a lot of skills as far as forming, like you said, lifelong friendships, and then learning that, you know, everybody isn't your friend and you have to learn. And then on college you're gonna have drama. So the same drama that goes on in high school, you know, it goes on college campuses as well. Even though I didn't stay on campus, I was kind of one of the popular ones at the time. People will drag you into your drama, so you have to enter their drama. So you have to learn how to not be involved in things, especially if you're one of the students that is in organizations. Don't forget all of the many organizations that you can join because that's a luxury in college too. Student government. We had the drama club. I actually tried out to be a Jackson State J-Set and I made it, but because I was a single parent, I was not able to take on the schedule for the band practices, which the Sonic Boom, they practice a lot. There were times some of my classmates wouldn't get out of practice till 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning. They still had to come in for the 8 o'clock biology class and they would be knocked out. So as you're saying, helping other people out, we formed friendships where we helped other students to get through because they were making sacrifices. Everybody loved the boom. They still love the boom. That's one of the highlights of Jackson State is the Sonic Boom. So I formed friendships with, athletes, band members, and to also help them get through. So those are things that you learn in the college experience and finding your sense of belonging. And don't forget that because it's a HBCU, then the majority is, your skin tone. So it makes you feel a sense of value being around others that are like you, and you don't necessarily stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah. I mean, no, that's right. But I want to, they had this myth that the HBCU is only for black students, which is not true.
Absolutely.
It's for all races, right? That's the stigma
Right.
that people like to put on with us. But then a sense of belonging also helps when you can be seen and feel comfortable. It helps with your mental health, your academics
Mhm.
performance, your confidence, your leadership ability, graduation rates, you know what I'm saying, and your career aspiration because you're meeting people all walks of life. Now, I also was gonna mention you said originally it was business, then you went to biology. But here at Tougaloo, a lot of people that I came friends with and just a small family, their major was biology, and then a lot of them turned to psychology because I know
Ah,
for a fact the professor was super hard, because Tougaloo is known for, you know, having graduations of doctors and lawyers or higher standards, but we also have, good counselors and other doctor representation at that school. So I don't think just going to HBCU is just limited just for doctors and lawyers, because you have a variety of people, just like entrepreneurship too can help with that too. Um and also for more of the educational purpose of going to HBCU, we have, like we said, lifelong friendship, mentorship. We have professional network because we can always network with each other, like
Mhm.
either years later. Cultural
That's
pride.
true.
You see how we celebrate the Jackson State and Tougaloo. Unfortunately, Tougaloo didn't have a football team. That's okay, but Jackson State still came to Tougaloo, and we went to
Mhm.
Jackson State, to hang out.
Absolutely
Community
true.
service also, and then
Mhm.
family tradition. Think about what you said, tailgating. A lot of colleges come together tailgate, and tailgating is huge. Who never been to a tailgate, I implore you to go to a tailgate. It's going to forever change your life.
Absolutely.
What
So,
other stories that you
hmm.
get?
Well, you just mentioned something else. I had build bonds with professors.
Okay.
And I have some professors now that I can still call to this day, to
Mm.
reference work or working with them on projects. And so those are things that incoming college students have to realize too. You are building lifelong bonds that can take you over. Because now I'm 44. I've been out of college 20 plus years. So going into college, you have to also think positive that some of these bonds you're going to take with you forever. And depending how you show up in your classroom, how you show up to your deans, your assistant deans, the professors, all of these things matter. And it goes with you because at the end of the day, whether it's college or anything else in life, your name is all that you have, and how you show up and represent your name is your trademark, is your legacy, it's the key to you navigating life. So whether you make a good name for yourself or a bad name for yourself, that will ride with you for life, the duration of life.
No, I definitely agree with you on that, man. Like, I got a question for you.
Okay, let's go. What you got?
What does belonging mean to you?
Belonging is a sense of being a part of something that you feel honored to be a part of. It also means that you share somewhat the same values, um, the same morals, the same tradition. Belonging means you share the same history. Um, and also belonging, it's like a big pie. Everybody is a piece of the pie that you're able to put that pie together and say this is us collectively as a whole. That is what belonging means to me. It's home. It's another it's another house. It's home. You can come
Mm-hmm.
home and you have people that you can come home to that share the same thing, share the same ideologies as you. And even if you don't, home is we may not share the same thing, but we can agree to disagree and still get along. What
That's a
about you?
great answer. I feel like belonging is when your voice is valued, and also your potential is nurtured. Because,
That's a good one. That's a
hey,
great one.
because oftentimes just to be seen is priceless.
It
So,
is.
so representation does matter. So whatever college you choose to be, even though we're promoting HBCU, I just want you to feel belong and sing wherever you are. Yeah.
Being seen is valuable.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 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 All right, girl. We about to wrap this up. since actually, we got so much stuff we could talk about. So we definitely want you guys to chime in the comments to tell us some of your experience or whatever colleges you decide to choose or go to, and put in the comments and let us know so we can, you never know, we can bring it up and read about some of these experiences that you guys went through. But I will say belonging isn't about being invited into someone else's space, right? It's about
Mhm.
being in a place where your presence is expected, your voice is valued, and your potential is nurtured.
So
Before, I was gonna say one thing though, Mel.
okay.
I didn't want so me telling you guys I went to Justin Cross, that's our freshman dorm. Then I had to move because I got pregnant because I made a life
Mm.
decision. But I also want to let you know that I continue that path. And I made sure that I graduate, even with an obstacle coming as a beautiful child was present. She was known as a Tougaloo baby. Because I don't want nothing to never deter you from whatever dreams or goals you have in life before we close out this segment.
Oh, that's awesome. We share the
Yeah.
same thing.
Okay.
We share the same thing. I was 16 and pregnant, so my oldest was a JSU baby. So he actually at that time we were able to bring the child. If the child was a good child, we could bring the child into the classroom.
Shout out to the
So
professors, bro. Shout out to because they didn't have to
yeah,
do that. Shout out
yeah,
to them. So we're very
absolutely,
thankful. Okay.
absolutely. So all of my colleagues knew who my oldest son was. He was at the tailgates. He was there with me, and I appreciate that because, like you said, the professors did not have to do that, and now I don't think they do that at all.
Oh
So
wow.
no, they don't at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you already know as we get ready to close this segment out, what is one word instead of rebirth that we're talking about this particular subject of the HBCU experience, the power of belonging? What is
hmm
your R word?
My R word today, I'm together today, so it will be representation.
Mm,
Representation.